Hey, everybody, welcome to the podcast. Quick one today. It's day 5. We only have 5 more days before the election, and it's October 30th. And today I'm going to just talk about something incredibly simple, very, very simple. 10 American truths. That's what we're going to talk about, 10 American truths. And the first one is all people are created equal. Every individual, regardless of background, is entitled to the same fundamental rights and opportunities. Every person. We know the Constitution is meant to be a living, breathing document. It has to grow up with us, with our democracy. Our democracy started off on the right track in 1776. And here we are 2 centuries and a half later, and it's time to fight for it. So that's what our democracy is about. And most importantly, all people are created equal. And we haven't gotten there yet, but that's what we aspire to. Liberty and justice for all. This is true. Not about shutting down different parts of our society. Everybody has a right to freedom and fair treatment. And it's not just for some women, minorities, LGBTQ. Anybody who doesn't conform, doesn't matter. Liberty and justice for all. Number 3, a government by the people and for the people. And this is so important. A representative democracy serves its citizens and is guided by the will of the people. That is fundamental to our democracy. And if you don't believe that, got to find another country, because that's what the truth about America. It is a government by the people, for the people. And it cannot keep being this teasing with this autocracy, this authoritative method that Trump and his buddies want. I don't want Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, or any of those guys deciding what matters to me. This is a government for the people. That's why we believe in democracy, power to the people. Number 4 is the right to free speech. It doesn't give you the right to use your speech as a weapon, but it does give you the right to use your speech, to persuade, to differentiate yourself, to stand up for what you believe in. That's all true. The big trick here is you're not allowed to silence others. That's important. And you're not allowed to yell fire in a crowded theater. So you have to use judgment. There are places where free speech is not free. If you're working for someone and you're at the office, you don't have the right to free speech like you do out in the world. You have to know who you're representing at any time. But you do, fundamentally, we do have the right to free speech, and we can speak up against our leaders, which is really good. That's kind of the role of the 4th estate. Number 5 is the pursuit of happiness. This is for everybody. Each person, so it doesn't promise happiness. This is a really big differentiator here. It allows you to pursue happiness. And each person has the right to seek fulfillment, prosperity, and personal growth in the way you see fit. Again, you can't be a criminal, but you can pursue happiness, which is probably the thing we all love the most about America. It's what's attracting immigrants. It's the promise of the pursuit of happiness. Number 6 is the rule of law. No one is above the law. I don't care what the Supreme Court says. We're going to go fix that. And the law exists to protect rights, maintain order, and ensure justice. And if you think that this law stuff can be compromised, that's a slippery slope that will not help you. So no one is above the law, and we have to hold people accountable. And that's something that, and frankly, it's been a little crazy because there's been so much criming. But I believe we're going to catch up, and it is an American truth. That we have the freedom of religion. It doesn't mean your religion becomes my religion. I get to choose. Everyone has the right to practice their faith or choose no faith at all without government interference. And Ryan, in Oklahoma Department of Education, you're a government employee. You are not a religious employee. You don't put up Bible stuff in schools like Bibles and 10 Commandments in Louisiana. That is without government interference. We'll be dealing with those guys in court because we have a rule of law. Americans, another truth in America is we have checks and balances. That's number 8, and that's so important. But when the checks and balances get out of whack, and there's one missing from the picture I'm using, because you see here that there's the Congress, the legislative branch, the executive branch and the judicial branch. Those are what run the country, but there's a 4th one called the 4th estate, and that's journalism. All of those are power divided among the branches of government to prevent tyranny and ensure accountability. Doesn't work when your Supreme Court fails, doesn't work when your congressmen are lying. But it is an important part of who we are, and it's an American truth. That we have individual responsibility. This is number 9. And citizens have a duty to uphold rights, fulfill civic duties, and contribute positively to society. That's right. This is an American responsibility. And then finally, the last truth, e pluribus unum, out of many one. And this means America's strength lies in its diversity. It lies in its diversity. And as people from various backgrounds come together, we build a unified nation. The most exciting thing, I believe it's America's most sincere competitive advantage, is our diversity. And anybody who's fighting that diversity is just afraid. So these are the 10 truths about America. They just are absolutely true. And the last one is, of course, it's unspoken, and yet it's spoken every day, which is our responsibility to vote, to take our responsibility as Americans and as members of this democracy seriously, to educate ourselves, to go learn about the opponents and make a good decision about who it is you want to lead our country. Nobody's perfect, but there are vast differences this year. Get out there and vote. Check your ballot. Make sure it went in. Don't give up. It's time to be a real American. Thank you for listening.